Hey there, my name is Josh. I'm one of the pastors here at TheHeart. And I want to jump in front of the camera real quick because I just got done putting together a blog post that's a bit of a year in review of all the things that have been going on at TheHeart over the course of the last year. And it's certainly not a comprehensive look at all of the things. I know there are quite a few stories that have gone untold, at least in a public way. But there are quite a few things that, again, are just truly inspiring about the ways that we are weaving ourselves into the life of the high country, but more importantly, in the ways that we are building relationships with one another and the ways that we're living out our mission of reconciling people to God and each other through Christ's love. And we're attempting to be and do church in a simple way, but as you know, simple doesn't mean easy. And yet we are finding ways to really impact the world around us and the people around us. And so I just want to share a few of those highlights with you. You can certainly go to theheart.us/blog and see the post that has a lot more information. But some of those highlights include our Next Generations ministry and our first ever youth retreat. It was pretty incredible to see over Memorial Day weekend a group of kids being able to go to Bon Clarkin and to spend a weekend together, really getting to know one another and really getting to know God better. And through relationships, they were drawn closer to one another and to God. And it was incredible to see what the results of that particular weekend were, but perhaps even more inspiring is the long-lasting effects of that time together, that really concentrated time where they were able to talk about things that were relevant to them and to their season of life, and oftentimes the difficulties that come when we're middle schoolers or high schoolers, and all the things that are thrown at kids these days, and how faith kind of works in the midst of all of that. And so Ethan Harden, our director of Next Generations Ministry, many of our interns and several volunteers and parents really were able to come together and pull that together in a pretty incredible way. And so it's awesome to see. It's certainly an awesome development in our youth group as it continues to grow. And speaking of interns, I know for me, that has been a real highlight. It's been awesome to see the ways that they have been a part of our church family, the ways that these college-age students have really taken ownership of the opportunity to grow and learn in their faith, and perhaps what it looks like to be in vocational ministry, and really the ways that they have made our church family even more vibrant and more energetic. I know a lot of times I've tapped into their energy when I've needed a bit of a boost, and it's truly exciting, and it's an honor to be alongside these young men and women as they not only navigate college, but they navigate their faith, and to do so at an age when perhaps that's not all that important, and to see that they're really making it a priority in their lives is pretty incredible. And so that has truly been a highlight, I think, for our entire church family, but especially for the staff, as these young men and women have been an extension of who we are and what we're trying to do as a group. And in addition to that, relational care, which is headed up by our relational care pastor, Graham Aiken. It's been great to see the growth of our spiritual formation groups. I think we're at about 10 groups that are meeting regularly throughout the week. They're meeting anywhere from in coffee shops to living rooms. And really, I think it's an important part of our church. Certainly a mobile church that doesn't have a building of our own. I think having these pockets of people who are gathering together in smaller groups, being able to really wrestle with things and to share life with one another. I think it's paramount, and it's an important part of what we're trying to do when it comes to being really intentional with community and intentional with being with one another. And in addition to that, Graham's done an awesome job of pulling together our prayer teams and our relational care teams, um, and that they've grown, and that it has really become a part of the fabric of our church family to offer those integral parts of what it means to be a follower of Christ, to have prayer, to care well for one another, and to really offer those things in a good way that we can all rely upon. Additionally, we're doing even more with Love in Action initiatives, which is the ways that we're partnering with local organizations and even international organizations to be the hands and feet of Christ, and to put our love into action, put our faith into action, really, and to do that in really meaningful ways. So we have continued to serve a meal at Hospitality House the third Sunday of every month, and that has been a great ministry of ours that hopefully will only continue to grow. We've been able to partner with the Hunger and Health Coalition, which is oftentimes collects food, non-perishable food items for families who are in need. And so we've been able to collect well over 300 pounds of non-perishable food items just within the last 3 months to help stock their pantry. We've also been able to partner with Wine to Water and to partner with Hope Pregnancy Center. Again, that is one of those instances where not only do we support Hope Pregnancy Center with a regular line item in our budget, but we also have an annual fundraising campaign. And this year we were able to raise enough money to fund 2 scholarships for mothers to be able to continue their education. So that was a real exciting development, and something that I'm really grateful for. And time and again, it's awesome to see how our church family comes together and is able to rise to the occasion and to meet these pretty audacious goals a lot of times in order to support people who need it most. I think that's pretty incredible. So, and there are so many other things as well that have transpired over the course of the last year: baptisms, child dedications, just a whole bunch of things. And those are just the things that we know about. Obviously, there's a lot of things that are going on that we may not know about, but are just as important to what it means to be a church family. And so it's important to look back. I think it's a great way for us to celebrate the things that have been going on. It's also a great way to celebrate really the ways that God is very much involved in our day-to-day. And I think looking back and seeing all of these things and what happens over the course of a year just make God that much more real. And so that's always fun to do. And I think looking back also helps us know where we're going heading forward. And so, as you know, we've put a lot of time into talking about and putting together and crafting a clear vision for 2020 and beyond. And we've shared about the ways that we want to engage the heart of the high country to really reach the displaced church, those people who feel some kind of separation when it comes to being a part of a church family. We want to remind them that they are the church and that they are the living stones that we are using to build the kingdom of God here on earth. And so, again, as we look backwards, we're able to better see forward where it is that God would be pointing us, where it is that he would be leading us and guiding us. And so it's fun to have and exciting to have very clear vision, to have very clear action steps. And at the same time, we want to be open-handed about the ways that God might guide us that are yet to be determined or yet to be identified. And so we're excited for what the year ahead has in store for us. We think we have great momentum moving forward as well. Um, and I think you don't have to look any further than on a Sunday morning, and just the energy that is a part of our gatherings and the ways that people come together. And it's incredible. And honestly, again, personally, I look out on a Sunday morning in particular, and I am just encouraged and I am excited. And I cannot begin to tell you how honored and privileged I am to be able to be a part of your lives, to be able to be entrusted with the many things that I talk about with people on a regular basis, and to provide any kind of guidance or insights, but really just to be able to listen and to care for people and to just be in it with people. It's truly something that I don't take for granted, and it's something that really motivates me going into the new year, that we would be able to do that for and with so many other people and so many more people, and that's exciting to think about. So for you and for me, as we move forward from here, as we kind of wrap up 2019, we can look ahead and we can think about the ways that perhaps we want to get even more involved or more deeply engaged in what the heart is doing. Perhaps it's joining a spiritual formation group. Perhaps it is volunteering on a Sunday morning. Perhaps it's getting more involved in love and action initiatives as they come about. Or perhaps it's letting us know some ideas that you have about ways that we can better engage the heart of the high country. We're always open to that, and we invite that, and we want to be a part of whatever that looks like. And again, this is something that all of us together will be able to do better. And so again, just looking forward to what that looks like has me super excited for the calendar to flip. Also too, how might you get more involved financially? Perhaps you're in a good spot and you feel like you're in a good groove when it comes to that. Or perhaps you feel like now is the time to maybe stretch yourself in a way that you never thought of before. Or perhaps this vision has you excited and you're ready to give even more. Or perhaps you have an organization of your own that you're super excited about, but have never really thought about how you might get more engaged with them financially. So whatever that looks like for you, perhaps this is a great time of year to really consider how your finances can be used to support the heart or any organization that you have a love for, that you really feel inspired by, that you feel is making a true difference in the world. I know for the heart, for example, we had talked about just last weekend that if 100 people gave $100 a month, if 100 people gave $100 a week, which is pretty audacious to ask, it would actually cover all of our expenses and also provide us with a surplus over the course of a year. So maybe that's something to consider. Whatever it is, however you might get more involved, whatever ways you feel like God is calling you into something deeper, I just want, again, for you to hear me say thank you, because doing this with you has truly been and continues to be such a life-giving experience for me, for my family, for all of us on staff. We just feel so blessed to be a part of your lives, and 2019 was amazing, and yet 2020, we're really excited for what is in store for us moving forward. So with that, hopefully you'll have a chance to take a look at the blog, check out some of the photos and some of the updates there. But if nothing else, Merry Christmas to you, and I look forward to an incredible new year.